One of the most important discoveries you can make in your life is that life is a mirror that is always reflecting back to you the relationship that you have with it and everything that you perceive inside of the mirror. Life is a game of perception. Perception equals creation. And that is how you can create, manifest, change anything in your world, is to realize that there's no use fighting the mirror, because the image that you see on the mirror simply is a reflection of your state of consciousness, the ideas, the relationship that you've created that are simply being reflected effortlessly back to you. The challenge is that so many of us have been taught to try to change people, things, economy, everything that we see outside of us. So we struggle and we put so much energy and time outside of us trying to make something happen, make people go, make people happy, make people change in order to make ourselves feel good, feel happy, or to give us the outcome of what we truly desire. But it's pointless to try to have the mirror smile back if you are not smiling. So when you truly understand this concept and you understand that everything starts between myself, in my own thoughts, in my own perception, this is really when you can start to master the game and master your own reality. Because as long as you are defined by certain concepts, certain ideas that are limited and not working for you, you will continue to experience them, because life will show you abundance of evidence to support your belief system about it. And so, as Neville Goddard famously said, all assumptions eventually become hardened facts. So life is a game of perception. And so if perception equals creation, then how do we shape our perception of anything? Well, as quantum physics tells us, the act of observing something is the act of creating it. And so how do we observe anything in our life? Well, it's through our thoughts. We create through our thoughts, through the mental images that we have, we create a meaning about something, someone, a situation, an event, a concept in our life. And then we relate to that, we give life to that, we identify with that, and then we live by that. And all of us have so many of those beliefs, ideas, concept, blueprint for money, for people, for rules, for regulation, for this and that. And we live by those, mostly unaware, simply because we have been taught this way, we have been, this is the right one, and we live by it. And that's okay, because all perceptions are valid. And valid doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It's only a matter of whether it's working or not for you. Because if it's working, great, but if it is not working in your life, then you know that I have to start changing my relationship with that thing. For example, let's say that this is a pen, right? Actually, it's an e-pen that allows you to write on an iPad, on a Kindle, on a Remarkable, or any form of tablet like this where you can write on it. This is the purpose and what this pen is, right? But what happens if you have a little kid that comes in and has no idea what it is? He takes it, he looks at it, he's like, well, this is different. He doesn't do anything on paper, and he just throws it away. What if a little dog comes in, sees it, takes it, bites it, chews it, and then goes away with it? Everyone in this example have a different perception of what this is, what it means, and what they can do with it. This is not a question of who has the right one, right? This is the ego game, and this is like fighting the mirror, fighting people, trying to impose your belief on other people, and this only leads to confrontation and misery. So the real question is the definition of this pen working for you? Or is it creating contraction and misery and struggle in your life? But you can say this is a pen, nobody cares. But what if we start talking about money? Right? What if we talk about money, the concept, the ideas, the assumptions, and everything you assign to it? Because think about it, money is nothing more than an idea. We gave this piece of paper a number, a value. We gave it something that you can buy, how much you can buy. But there's also the concept of how much you have, how easy it is to get it. What do you need to do to acquire it? Are you limited by it? Are you provided with it? Is it an abundance in your life? So there's so much that goes on without even touching about rich people and the economy and this and that. So money, like so many other things, is a loaded subject. And we could talk about the same about love. If I were to ask 100 people their definition of love, I would get 100 different responses. And again, it's not right or wrong, correct or not, because all perception is valid. The only question is it working for you? And so if your definition of money right now is not working because the mirror is showing you that you're struggling with it, that it's lacking in your life, then it's not about the mirror, but it's your own idea, your own relationship with it that has to change. It's the same with money, it's the same with that nice car, that nice watch, that person that you want in your life. I remember having a client that felt like she was ugly, unattractive, and that the nice guys or the beautiful, handsome guys were out of her league. So you see, with an idea like this, a relationship with herself like this, and an idea, assumptions like this, she was always finding a lot of evidence for this to be true in her life. Because the biggest relationship that we have is the relationship that we have with ourselves. When I used to think I'm too tall and I'm not good enough, I was always finding that life was giving me an abundance of reflection to always validate that idea, that belief, that no matter what I do is just not good enough, and that no matter what I do, I just feel like inadequate in some point. Until I started changing my relationship with myself, my idea about my height, and my sense of worthiness. So if you want to change anything in your life, it's not about fighting the image that you see on a mirror, but simply look at it and ask yourself, what can I learn? What is life mirroring back to me? What are the thoughts, the belief, the assumption? What is the relationship that I have with that thing that I'm perceiving that has to change in me first? Because only then can you create the space in your own mind, in your own energy, to start contemplating something greater. If you keep thinking that money is bad and money is hard to get and money is this and that, and you keep experiencing that in your life, you gotta take the responsibility to start elevating and changing your own relationship with it. It's the same if you're struggling with low self-confidence and with self-judgment, and you're harsh and tough on yourself and you don't really think much of yourself. If you keep on telling yourself those stories and those judgments, you will never get a happy, healthy self-image and state of mind. Life only gives you what is in you. So life meets you halfway when you start to believe that life always takes care of me, instead that life is tough and hard and wants to crush you. You will start to see evidence that reflect the new belief system. But be mindful that life acts with a delay. You see, the reflection is not instantaneous, like you look at yourself in a mirror or something like that. Often there is a delay between what you start to change in yourself, what you live in your state of mind, the relationship that you have in your mind, right? And the time that you start seeing evidence and changes in your reality. So you gotta start changing the ideas that you have about anything, a pen, money, people, situation, yourself, the world. And then only then, if you persist with that, you will start seeing evidence in your world to reflect that new relationship that you created with the world. And the moment you start to do that, then it becomes like a stronger momentum, like a snowball effect, because the more I have this evidence in my life, the more I have those experiences, the more it consolidates that relationship, that new relationship I have with that thing or that object, that person, that situation. Perception equals creation. Don't blame the mirror. Look at your own perception, your own idea, your own belief, your own assumptions of that thing. Change it, stick with it, and see what happens. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments. As always, thank you for watching this video. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time.